Hi, I'm Starry, and welcome to this tutorial on one of the most useful tools to have come out in recent times for artists, the 3D Material Pose tool in Clip Studio Paint. Let's start by finding your 3D materials. You can go into Window, Material, and then Material Entire Body. It'll bring up your materials over here. Scroll down where it shows the T-pose icon and then select Entire Body. And you'll see a huge list of poses that you can use. If you don't see what you want, go ahead and check the Assets page by clicking on Search for Materials on Assets. You can look for all kinds of poses. In this case, I looked for a jumping girl, and you can see there's lots of options of pre-made poses. If you find one that you like, go ahead and download it. And then back in Clip Studio Paint, in that materials list, scroll down to download, and you'll see your pose pop up over here. Go ahead and drag and drop it into the entire body list, and you'll see it at the top of your list. You can click and drag it onto your canvas, and you can see that it auto-populates as a male. Kind of funny. To change that, go to Adjust Body Shape and Size with 3D Drawing, and then you can choose female. If you want to move her away from the ground plane, this box with the directional arrows, if you click and drag it, you can move her around. Select the left camera to rotate the camera around the model. This camera pans around the model. This camera dolly zooms, and then these rotate the model on different axes. If we want to change the pose, select this clipboard and this drop-down arrow, and then choose 3D Pose Material. And you can choose another pose, and it'll automatically change. If we want to return the model to ground level, click this cube on the ground. If we want to center the model, click this crosshair. If we want to use a preset camera position, we have a lot of options here. Flip the model with these two arrows. If we want more control over the model, click the wrench. You can transform it, change the camera and the lens style. And in the 3D drawing figure options I've shown you, if you click this bar, it'll adjust the entire body. Moving this crosshair around will change the body type. You can also isolate different sections of the body if you wish. Change the height, and change the head to body ratio. You can also change the light source. Sometimes I like to turn the light source off so that I'm just working with the lines. You can also turn the cast shadows on and off, and you can apply the cast shadows to the models as well as the ground. If you want to change the light source color, click on the light source and then mess with it from here. If you're using a mouse, it can be a little bit easier to adjust the camera. Right-clicking zoom dollies. Left-clicking rotates the camera. Mouse wheel or middle mouse pans the camera around. If you want to adjust different parts of the body, they highlight in purple, and then these controls pop up. Use them to rotate that body part on different axes. Now this is pretty handy. In the hand pose control, you can adjust the pose of the hand. You can also change these locks. For instance, if you want to make a pointing pose, you can lock the pointer finger and then close the rest of the fingers. There's pre-made fist shapes here, and there's also a hand scanner. So if you have a webcam, you can actually use your own hand to train the model on the pose of your hand in the photo. If you decide you like your new body shape, you can register it as its own material with this little plus icon with the two figures. So you can register body shape as material. You can also register the full body pose and each independent hand as their own materials. In your material list, under entire body and the type created material, you'll see the materials that you've created. There are still more ways that we can upload different poses. In this drop-down menu, you can either use an image that you can use to try to train the model, and it works pretty good sometimes. You can also go to Pose Maniacs. Pose Maniacs is a great reference source with lots of very well posed references. If you want to use one, click on it, and then click Open, and confirm that you want to open it in Clip Studio Paint, and it will automatically populate in the program. A lot of other tutorials will suggest that you trace over the model, but I suggest that you use a model as a reference, just like you would in figure drawing class, or if you had one of those old wooden mannequins that artists used to use. So to set up side-by-side windows like you see here, go into Window, Canvas, Tiled, and it will set them up next to each other. You can move the handles of the windows like this, and you may have noticed that there are these little guidelines here. If you need to enable your ruler, go into View, and then make sure that Ruler Bar is checked. So as you can see here, I roughly sketched my figure by using my model as a reference. And some of the most important proportional sizes are the size of the head, to the bottom of the torso, to the bottom of the knees, and then to the bottom of the feet. You can also make a guideline at the top of the shoulders, at the hips, at the belly button, basically wherever you need a little bit of extra help in balancing out your proportions. So I roughly sketched based on the figure, which I feel gives it a more authentic look rather than trying to trace. Also, tracing the figure tends to be a little bit weird because it gets mechanical. The model doesn't take into account certain anatomy details like how a bone rotates or how the body is affected by gravity. So while it's a very useful reference tool, it doesn't replace having anatomy knowledge, at least some anatomy knowledge. Then I started to refine the body. I inked it out, added in some color and a little bit of shading, added in a background and a filter, and there we have it. I used this great model as a reference for a final drawing. I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!